I made this video last year and I'm making it again this year. Matt Rhule deserves to be fired, and it deserves to happen sooner than later for Carolina Panthers' sake. What's up, YouTube? It's All Pro Sports Talk, the home of sports talk. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Also hit the like button. I made this video last year after they fired Joe Brady, and I said something is wrong with the Carolina Panthers coaching staff. And I said that they need to get rid of Matt Rhule. When they got rid of Joe Brady, I said at the end of this season, you need to get rid of Matt Rhule. Instead, they did not do that. Instead, they decided to keep Matt Rhule, and they basically made Joe Brady be the scapegoat, and they brought in Ben McAdoo. Throughout these first two games, I can tell you right now, Matt Rhule game plan suck, and so does Ben McAdoo's game plan suck. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and just say that's 100% on just the coaching staff, because this team looks underprepared. They don't look like they're ready to play. They're not ready for prime time. And being underprepared is part of the coaching staff, but they're not ready for prime time, right? With it just being 2 games in. And I don't care if they go on a 5-game winning streak. Matt Rhule still needs to be fired because his practices isn't working with this team. With the talent that you have, something is not adding up. No way in hell you are supposed to be 0-2. And don't give me the roughing the passer penalty against the Cleveland Browns and say, well, we would have won that game. It's not how this works. First of all, Baker Mayfield continues to make a lot of dumb mistakes, but it's not all his fault. For one, last season, this team throughout the first 3 games last season, they looked really good. They started out 3-0. The offense looked really good with Christian McCaffrey. Need I say the first 3 games last season, the offense looked better with Sam Darnold than the offense looks right now with Baker Mayfield. It starts out clunky. It doesn't look right. At least it was some type of consistency with Sam Darnold. But you know what? Sam Darnold got hurt last year because of terrible offensive line. He played horrible after those 3 games because Christian McCaffrey got hurt. The offensive line was bad. And so they decided to go trade for Baker Mayfield. But see, these aren't the only 2 quarterbacks in the Matt Rhule era. Would you believe if I told you that this man has had Teddy Bridgewater, that he thought could be his starting quarterback for years? That is what he believed in. Then he saw Teddy Bridgewater wasn't it. Teddy Bridgewater got hurt. It was a Falcons game. PJ Walker had to come in and salvage that. All right, so then they made the change to Sam Darnold. Made the change to Sam Darnold. The first 3 games, the team looked like a playoff team last year throughout the first 3 games. They went out with Sam. Sam Darnold ends up breaking his clavicle. Insert Cam Newton. Looked good against the Arizona Cardinals last year. Offensive line was bad still, no matter who the quarterback was. Take out Cam Newton, put back in Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold still looks bad. Wait until the offseason, Baker Mayfield asshole. Scuffle with the Cleveland Browns and Deshaun Watson situation. Insert Baker Mayfield. Okay, for one, it's too many changing at the quarterback position. It's too many cooks in the kitchen with this. And needless to say, Matt Rhule has gotten too much power with him running this college system with the Carolina Panthers. Because that's what this is. This isn't the NFL system. It's the college crap. If you want to do college plays and you want to run your team like it's a college team, that's fine. Go back to college. Go back to Baylor. Go back to Temple. He was a really good college coach. But in the NFL, it's just not turning out. And that's okay. Because not every college coach can make that transition to the NFL. And not every NFL coach can go to college and make that transition. But it's time for them to cut bait with Matt Rhule. It's not working. The game plan is not working. And I know a lot of people say you're overreacting. I'm not overreacting. I've seen this for the last 3 years. It's not going to work. He's not going to turn the season around. He's not. When everything was going good, it went to hell fast. He is sending the Panthers to hell fastly. They need to get rid of this guy. Get him out of the organization, get him off the team. And if you're saying, well, you know what this is, just basically giving up on the season, that's fine and cool. Because you don't even have your franchise quarterback on this team. A lot of people believe it's Matt Corral. Matt Corral is out for the rest of the season with a foot injury. So you won't even get that opportunity. And I can guarantee you, if this team has a top 5, top 3, or even the first overall pick in this upcoming draft, they're selecting a quarterback. Whether you believe in Matt Corral, whether I believe in Matt Corral or not, they're going to select Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, or Anthony Richardson. That's what they're going to do. Because they desperately need a quarterback. And they are one of the few teams in the NFL that has hired a brand new head coach. And they have yet to draft a quarterback in the first round. Because they keep rolling the dice and they keep playing renter center with these quarterbacks. I'm sick and tired of seeing it. Now, if this was a situation to where maybe Matt Corral was healthy and this team is 0-5, 0-6, or 1-5, or 2-4, then you could put Matt Corral out there to see what he has. Because at that point, the season is a wash. But the season shouldn't be a wash with all the talent on this team. You have DJ Moore. You have Robbie Anderson. Now, this is what I really want to get into. Throughout the first two games, the game against the Cleveland Browns and the game against the New York Giants, DJ Moore has not been targeted more than 8 times. And he's one of the best receivers in the NFL. Now, he did get a touchdown pass against the New York Giants. He looked good in that game. But DJ Moore is getting open. But the plays that are being called are not putting DJ Moore in the best situation. And yes, Robbie Anderson drops a lot of passes, but he's still a really good wide receiver. They traded for Laviska Shenault, but he's always inactive now throughout these first 2 weeks. You signed Deontay Foreman, you have Chuba Hubbard, and you have Christian McCaffrey, but you just keep running the same basic run concepts over and over again. How about you do a 2-back system similar to what the Green Bay Packers do? Deontay Foreman came into the game last year with Derrick Henry and he looked really good. Chuba Hubbard is a really good physical running back. And they complement McCaffrey so well for the simple fact that Christian McCaffrey is a receiving back and you can make him be a good slot receiver for you. Instead of just giving him the basic generic screen dump offs and not letting him run routes in open field. It seemed like the offense was better with Joe Brady. I know it's only 2 weeks with Ben McAdoo. Maybe he's going to come in and cook something. I wasn't a fan of Ben McAdoo when he was with the New York Giants, to be perfectly honest with you. The system was trash then. The system is trash now. So don't sit up here and tell me, well, man, it's all on Baker Mayfield. It's all on Sam Darnold. Okay, blame the man that brought both of these quarterbacks in. Blame Matt Rhule because he wanted to bring both of these guys in. It was his decision to bring both of these guys in. The Carolina Panthers' failures have been because of Matt Rhule. And this team continuously have great draft after great draft after great draft by getting guys like J.C. Horn. And they're making solid trades by getting guys like C.J. Henderson. Getting a Laviska Shenault, who can play that Curtis Samuel role for you. You have Shi Smith on the team. He only got 1 target against the New York Giants. I just want some, just make it make sense. They're making the free agency moves. It's not the front office. They went and signed Taylor Moton, re-signed Taylor Moton, went and drafted Akeem Mukuamu, went and signed Austin Corbett. But the offensive line still can't get a push until later in the game. Then the offense starts out clunky, and next thing you know, oh, we're down by 13. We should actually wake up now and actually want to play football. Half of that is on Baker Mayfield. I am sick and tired of watching this. And Baker Mayfield's out here carrying the ball like it's snow. Every single time I see Baker Mayfield, he is dropping the freaking football. Stop fumbling the ball. He fumbled a snap numerous times in week 1, and he fumbled the ball again against the New York Giants. I am sick of saying it. Stop it. If you cannot hold on to the football, you should not be scrambling outside the pocket. You should just throw the ball away. This team is too talented to be in the situation that they're in. You have pass rushers such as Derek Brown, former first-round pick. Byron Burns, former first-round pick, who was awesome. Shaq Thomas, who was really good. Jeremy Chin, who's a good safety. Xavier Woods, who's a baller at the safety position. J.C. Horn, C.J. Henderson. You put any other coach in this situation, they will be getting the best out of these players. And they haven't given up on Matt Rhule. They should. He's a terrible head coach, and it's not working. No, it's not completely his fault, but he picked these players. So essentially, it is his fault. So when Baker Mayfield has a bad game, when Sam Darnold would have a bad game, when the offensive line would not hold up, that is his fault. These are the players that he selected. These are the players that he wanted. He wanted Matt Corral. He said, Matt Corral's the #1 quarterback on my board. If Matt Corral was the #1 quarterback on your board, and you had Sam Darnold, why in the hell did you go and trade for Baker Mayfield? I get it. It was a low-risk trade. It could be high reward. But you're setting your years back by doing that. You're constantly spending draft capital. They spent a draft pick on Stephon Gilmore for nothing. They spent a draft pick on Baker Mayfield to get nothing. You get nothing out of that. And now they just spent another draft pick on Laviska Shenault to get nothing because he's not able to play yet. And when he does get into the game, I can guarantee you this, Ben McAdoo's going to use him as a traditional wide receiver because he has no idea how to use those type of players. He has no idea how to use versatile players. Look at Christian McCaffrey. He is basically just doing regular screen plays to Christian McCaffrey, regular dump offs, regular jailbreak screens. He's not doing anything else to Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's not there running curl routes. He's not there running the slant routes. He's not there running the zig and go. He's not running any of those routes. It was a play during Ron Rivera's season to where Christian McCaffrey had a 1,000 season. It was a play that Christian McCaffrey was out. He was an outside wide receiver running a post route, and he got open. That is how good he is. And I don't want to hear that injuries played a factor because he had a major run against the New York Giants where he still has that explosiveness. This team has no idea how to use him. I will get Matt Rhule this type of credit. He used Curtis Samuel to the best of his ability when he first got there. When Christian McCaffrey got hurt, they had Curtis Samuel in the red zone. Now this team gets in the red zone, they can't do anything. Besides the one touchdown to DJ Moore in the first 2 weeks, they haven't done anything in the red zone sufficiently enough besides kick field goals. This team should not be losing to teams like the New York Giants when your defense is keeping Saquon Barkley in check. Because eventually your defense will get tired if your offense cannot continuously move down the field and continuously go 3 and out or turn the football over. And no, I do not think bringing in Sam Darnold is going to help this team in the slightest. If anything, it's going to help you get a top 5 pick. The Panthers find themselves in a very scary situation because you have enough talent on this team to not have a top 5 pick, but your quarterback is so bad to where you may have a top 5 pick, and your offense now is stagnant. I am extremely disappointed in this team, and this is all Matt Rhule's fault, and I believe Matt Rhule deserves to be fired yesterday. Not today, not tomorrow. He needs to be fired right now. And him being fired right now is too late. Fire him immediately. Immediately. And that is being too late. Should have been fired a year ago. I know people said 2 years ago. It should have been fired a year ago. When Joe Brady couldn't work in the NFL, that means you can't work in the NFL either. Joe Brady is now the Buffalo Bills quarterbacks coach. Fortunately for Matt Rhule, you will not get another job in the NFL. Not especially as a head coach, because this ain't working. This is not it. You can't develop a quarterback on your team. You can't develop offensive linemen, so you have to poach from other teams. You have to poach veterans from other teams because you can't develop your own. The Carolina Panthers team is good. The coaching staff isn't. Fire Matt Rhule and elevate Phil Snow, the defensive coordinator, as fast as possible, and take Ben McAdoo with you. Because he wanted to hire these people. He wanted to hire Joe Brady. He wanted to hire Ben McAdoo. So this is Matt Rhule's fault. So I want to hear from you in the comment section below. Do you feel like Matt Rhule should be fired? And if you feel like he should not be fired, let me know in the comment section below. Maybe you're one of those fans that just want to see the team get so bad to where they get a guy like Will Anderson or Bryce Young. Even though they don't need Will Anderson, they desperately need a quarterback. So let me know in the comment section. How do you feel about Matt Rhule? How do you feel about the team moving forward? And listen, if this team makes the playoffs, you will hear it from me. I'll be saying I was wrong about Matt Rhule. I have no problem saying I'm wrong. But on this one, I know I ain't going to be wrong. I know I'm 100% right. So if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, when each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching my video, guys. Peace. And fire Matt Rhule immediately.